It's been a very big point for you in 2014. Highlight, you know, the image, the vision, something that you've seen and thought, I didn't really expect to see this. This is fantastic.
Oh man, every day there's a new highlight. I don't even know.
Today I got a picture with Richard Wilkins.
Yeah, that's exactly
It was
right.
pretty tight.
It was incredible.
Okay, well,
And I just actually handshake 5 seconds of summer. Yeah, me and Nicole gave him a little fist bump.
Wow.
Yeah, I cut the recently reformed ranger on the back, and that was pretty impressive. I was excited about
He
that.
took that okay?
That is very politically incorrect. What you just said.
We're amongst friends, it's okay.
That's it, it's all love.
All right, these are the finest press that we've conjured up here today, flown in from all over the world, of course. Do we have any questions here for Peking Duck, the first winners for the ARIAs of 2014? Yes, what's your name? Hi, Bianca, what's your question?
So, winning up against Bloom, who was so successful last year, how does it feel winning against him?
Winning against Bloom.
Flume's like, he's our homeboy, we love him.
Yeah.
Everybody that was nominated tonight, they're all like family to us.
We would have been just as happy if he won.
Yeah, either way, like, we would have been just, 100%. Like, it's a celebration either way, because, you know, we're all homies, and it's all love.
Exactly the same can be said for Rufus. They're our homies from head to toe, from the bottom of our hearts.
But like Flume, yeah, I mean, I'm actually really impressed that we just beat Flume, because he wins every category he gets named in.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
surreal.
Oh, hell
Yeah, hell yeah. So we just beat Flume. What's up? I love Flume. I like Joe.
Yeah, Nicole, how'd you meet these guys?
Instagram, I'm pretty sure. That's what I've been telling everyone. I feel like
Is that
he's
true?
always commented on one of my photos and like, hey.
Yeah, I think
was like, hey.
I remember I was really into that Cosmo's Midnight track, Phantasm,
Yeah.
and then
And then he stalked you on
I
Instagram.
stalked and dear. But no, here we are. So it worked out for the best.
Yeah, it's really
Pretty
crazy.
fun. Tell us about 2014. It's been busy by the sounds of things.
Yeah, we've been on the road about 8.5 months this year and playing all over the planet and having a lot of fun. And, that's kind of about it. When we're not on the road with each other and making music, we're with our families and our friends and, you know, trying to wash the dishes.
You've been doing this for a while. How's your relationship to music going? Has it changed at all?
Yeah, it's gotten better. Yeah, I'm a little less afraid of it and still completely intrigued by the infinite mystery that is writing a song. There's no formula. And I get to make it with these two amazing individuals who have a library that goes on, and it's a great honor. It's an honor to be able to make music and feed yourself.
And Grant Byron, does he behave himself on the road? You can speak freely amongst friends, you know that.
Friends.
All right, we'll leave it there. Folks, we have some questions. This is Australia's music press over here. This is John Butler Trio.
Hello.
Yeah, what's your name? Okay, Eric, what's your question?
John, it was left up to you to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land. Is that good enough from the organisation?
I think it's a pretty simple thing to do. I think if we, it doesn't take much, and for such an official event, that recognises culture in Australia, I think it's the right and easy thing to do. I don't mind doing it. I like doing it. I would have done it anyways because that's kind of what I do when I roll in to somebody's neck of the woods, But yeah, it would have been nice to hear somebody else do it as well. Like somebody from the board, did the committee.
Was it? Marlena?
Hi, John. Great to see you again.
Good to see you all.
It's been a year. What's plans for 2015? Are you planning on winding down a bit or continuing to bless US with your music?
A bit of both, Melina. We're going to go play the summer festivals throughout Europe and America next year. We plan to do a bunch of writing together. I've written lots of music, and we want to write some stuff together. And I'm sure Byron's building his house, so he'd like to probably have a kitchen at some stage. Literally. and Grant lives up in Byron. I didn't even do that, but Yeah, Byron loves this. Grant loves the surf, so he'll probably just fucking do that, and maybe not be up in Byron. So I don't know. In Byron Bay.
Yeah. How's that feeling, Byron? You okay?
I'm sorry about that.
It's good to see Grant's gotten out of Byron just for the moment anyway. Do we have any other questions? Now, is this the first aria for the new year for you guys?
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So what did Anthony say to you about what you should say after you won the award? Is there any
Go home.
Go home early. No skivvies tonight either, I noticed. Fair enough. Tell us a little bit about the transition, because we've sat here in the backstage before on a number of occasions, and the Beatles have won. How many, Anthony?
11.
11, is
It's
it?
11. This
Yeah.
will be the 12th.
This will be the 12th. Okay, so a lot. Just take us through what the transition's been like for you guys, stepping into a role that's been pretty well established and taking that role on.
Well, we were fortunate that we'd all been involved with the Wiggles prior to taking over as Wiggles, and so we kind of got used to how it worked and the touring and all that sort of stuff. So it kind of that really helped. And then in the recording studio, we just kind of blended, and led by Anthony there, we kind of got in there and started writing some songs and singing, and it kind of come from there. We've had a massive couple of years there. It's been a huge couple of years.
Anthony's getting a little bit pumped tonight, I noticed, on his pants. Yeah, it's good. I mean, Sex Pistols. Wiggles means Sex Pistols. It's very nice. There have been, we saw in the press last week, some rumours about a film in China, although I noticed that Ben Elton was putting the cold water on that. But, I guess, what are some of the plans for 2015 for you guys?
Well, definitely, we're really looking into been producing some great music with Ben, and we are really excited about hopefully doing a film. And it's obviously really early days. We're obviously really excited. We would have never been talking about a film when we first joined with the Wiggles, and we'll be touring again. We toured this year every state in Australia. We'll be doing that again next year, and hopefully North America and Canada and New Zealand, and just trying to meet as many children as we can around the world.
Now, most kids are really great, but some are total radbags. How do you deal with demands that aren't behaving themselves?
We don't have to.
Right answer, Simon. You're learning very, very quickly. Simon, by the way, has one of the most extraordinary voices I've ever heard. I was lucky enough to hear him sing just a couple of weeks ago. He was one of the performers for Phantom of the Opera. Now, I remember a few years ago we had John Farnham in, and people were saying, "Come on, John, sing a couple of notes." So if we were really lucky, maybe Simon could sing a couple of notes. Hey, do you have to warm up, or can you just do it off the cuff?
Oh, we can give it a go.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on. Give us a go. It's pretty good. It's worth it. Yeah.
Let your soul take you where you long to be.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Wiggles! Just out of interest, the personality type, what drew you to heavier sounds in the way that you wanted to express yourself?
I don't know, I've always, ever since I was maybe 14, had it been it appealed to me a lot more. And there were bands that I originally thought were kind of depressing to listen to, that after 6 months of listening to it, I was like, this is actually quite uplifting. And that sound really, I don't know, it grabbed me after a while, and ever since then it's been always in my life. But at the same time, I've definitely delved into pop music and electronic music, especially dance music, has become a big part of what I enjoy to listen to, and everything just to sort of like psychedelic and folk music as well. And it's just become this sort of thing where whenever I listen to music, it's this whole melting pot inside my brain of different styles, and I always just have this idea behind every song that is kind of so weird that I can't even really process it to bring it out as I want it to be. But we do our best to sort of make it this kind of crossover between hard rock and electronic and sort of psychedelic that makes it interesting to us to play. It's sort of something we can play over and over and over again.
Well, congratulations, it's been very successful.
Thank you.
Have you got any questions for Shane, folks? DZ Deathrays, ladies and gentlemen, going once, going twice, one from the back, yes.
How's it going? How do you think playing in Europe and UK over the past few months is that influenced any of your upcoming writing that you've been doing?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've been going to the UK and Europe for about 3 years now, and since doing that from the beginning, It's definitely influenced the way we write things. I mean, it's the bands you tour with. So when you tour with these like bands who have been, they're doing like 1,000 cap rooms in Europe, you kind of see which songs work and the way that they put their songs together. And I guess that kind of idea behind song structure and the idea of putting together a pop song that's also rough around the edges, that rubs off on you a lot. And I think on this last record that we've just done, that's been the biggest thing is seeing those bands and playing like night after night with them and seeing which songs and the way those songs are put together and like how they work with the crowd. And that's in a live sense, but also it also works on record as well. So yeah, definitely, it's cool. Like it's good to go and see, because every crowd in every country is always so different. Australia is so different to England, and England is so different to Germany or Belgium. They've got different sort of ideas behind why they're there for a gig. People in Australia are there for a night out. People in England are there to see the one band they want to see, and then people in Europe are there to see the whole night and buy all the merch and experience new stuff as well. So it is always different. So it rubs off a lot.
Now, of course, the other big factor about this album is Mr. Bernard Fanning from Powderfinger.
I know.
And how did that happen?
Well, I had said to a friend tonight, if I lose this country award tonight, I'm blaming it on Bernard. But if I win it, it's all me.
Well done.
I love Bernard Fanning so much, and he really is. I know he's super talented, and everybody knows how great a singer, songwriter, musician, all that he is. But he's just one of the most incredible people I've ever worked with in the studio. I've been lucky enough to work with him on and off over the years, just with little one-off things. But this time we were in the studio for the whole time. He played all the acoustic guitars, all the keys, all the harmonicas, co-wrote the title track with me, sang on, a bunch of songs, and he's just amazing, and he's just such a lovely guy to be around. Like,
Not a prima donna.
He's not at all, and I kind of want a reason to hate him, but I can't. He really is quite incredible in this industry, and I mean, obviously everyone knows here how much of an impact he's had on the industry with his band, but also with his solo work and everything. But he is a massive part of Australian music, and I'm just glad to be a part of that as well.
Where is he tonight?
He's in bloody Spain.
He's in Spain, isn't he?
After we recorded the album, he up and moved to Spain without even talking to me about it first.
Yeah. It's outrageous. Folks, any questions for Kasey Chambers tonight? Her 11th ARIA. Unbelievable. Where do you put them all? No, you're not old. You're just very successful. Where do you put them all?
I put all of my awards up just not long ago at home.
Yeah.
And I put them up on this mantelpiece, and
reinforced?
I've been meaning to do it for a long time, and I put them all up and I felt very proud. And my 7-year-old came out and said, "What are all of those?" And I said, "Oh, they're my awards that I've won." And he said, "You're such a show-off now."
It's been an amazing year for you.
It's been a big year, yeah.
Did you know it was going to be like this?
I think we kind of hoped, but you don't take anything for granted,
But did it feel good coming into it with the ducks in a row?
It felt good making the record. We were in Nashville together, the three of us, and I was there for 2 months. These guys were there for about five and a half weeks, and it felt good making the record. Every day we'd do a song, and we were working in this incredible studio with Chiquita King, who I forgot to thank, actually. Anyway, it's all right. It was a producer, and the studio was called Blackbird, and it was like our home, there was a basketball court, and Josh was always a lot better than me, and I was a lot better than Pete. And, it was like our home, and, when I had the idea to call it Blackbird, I thought that would be a nice sort of tip of the hat, to everyone there, and, there's a lot of great records that get made there, so whether they even notice or not, who knows.
It's an interesting question, because when bands go overseas, particularly to a place like Nashville, which has such a heritage, there's always a risk that you might get lost in what's gone before you, or get sucked into it. What was the experience like for you in terms of making sure that it was a Dan Sultan record, but made in Nashville with the heritage of Nashville?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not really sure. I think by the time we were ready to make the record, I'd been through a lot. I'd come out of a big writing slump, and I was in a massive rut, and I was writing a lot of songs again, and writing a lot of shit songs, you know, but I thought that there was enough there to have a record and to work a record out. And the idea was just to get it out. You know, first it was just to be writing again. And, you know, these guys, they play in other bands as well, you know, and during that time when I wasn't doing so much, you know, they were always there for me. And once I was ready to come back, they were there for me. And, you know, that's why with Blackbird especially, I've always made it very, you know, we've been lucky enough to pick up a few things for Blackbird. I've always made the point that these guys, it's as much their record as it is mine.
You know, to win, like, I was just thinking before, like, you know, to win like an ARIA, it's really like, it's, when you're from Australia and you start a band, you know, I mean, the ARIAs is such like a, you know, yeah, it's prestigious. Thank you. It's, you know, it's so incredible. It's like, you can't put it into words. It's amazing.
It means a lot to our parents as well, if I'm honest with you. Like, we do a lot of stuff overseas, but when we come home and do things like this, it really means a lot to them. And you know, it's just to make them proud and stuff like that is a really cool thing for us. And because when your son starts a band, I mean, it's a nightmare. And I don't think anyone wants that when you know, rather than going to uni or something like that. So yeah.
Can I just ask you, are you enjoying the fame? You've been thrust into this pretty strange, surreal world.
I think we're just I don't know, it's hard to see it from outside of the bubble. I don't know what people think we are, I don't know, like it's just me and these three other dudes and we're just like regular, you know,
regular Joes.
Yeah, we're regular Joes, like I play the drums, they play guitars, like, and Peter plays the bass. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really affect us at all, I don't think.
That's good. Alright, question here.
Hello.
So 3 years ago, you guys were just 4 guys at school out of the Butler area. Now you're international superstars. Have you ever imagined it to be like this?
Oh yeah. Totally.
I remember the first time I met Ashton, like the first rehearsal we had, like Callum wasn't even there, and he was wearing a terrible purple shirt.
You have to bring up the shirt.
I do.
Every
terrible
day.
Shirt, and
we've been doing this for 3 years, and you bring up the shirt every day.
We were in Michael's like granny flat kind of thing, and yeah, so we've come a long way. And our first gig was to 12 people. Yeah, do you want to?
The first thing I thought about when we were announced that we won that ARIA, literally the first thing I thought about was the purple shirt. I don't know why. That was the first thing that came to my mind was like, damn, we've got a lot of ways since that purple shirt.
All right, one last question. Yeah.
I don't think we've been called the next One Direction a little bit. It's been nice to release an album and really establish our image and our own thing. Which is, it's a cool thing to go out there and challenge people's thoughts and whatever they thought we were. And also to have the fans grow with us as a band. I mean, it's our first album. And obviously it's not a straight pop album. I mean, there's a lot of rock elements because, you know, we're a rock band at heart. And I mean, I can't wait for that to grow, and I can't wait for us to develop as musicians and become better performers and see what we can do.
You've been doing this for a very long time. You don't want to get stuck in a rut in what you do. You want to bring something new.
Yeah, I think that's actually something we were very conscious with going into making this album, that we didn't want it to be the last album and a few before that. You know, we wanted to make it a little bit more progressive, but still make it us. So it was that balance of making it a bit more modern, but still making it true to our sound and still being the music we wanted to be making. So that was the sort of balance that we played with throughout the making of the album. But in the end, it wasn't even really something that sort of became an issue. We just made it itself.
That easy, was it?
Well, no, we have a saying, like, albums, regardless of your best intentions, albums tend to make themselves. Particularly when you do sampled music, because you're like governed by what you find. So
haven't you learned how to play an instrument yet?
I played piano with Mrs. Johnson for 5 years, I'll have you know, when I was 8 years old. I don't remember a thing.
Accomplished drummer.
Yeah.
That's an actual stretch of it.
Mean tambour.
Is that right?
Mean tambour.
You're nominated against Alien 360, artists that you've toured with, played with many times. Is it weird being up against people that you considered friends?
It was particularly weird being up against Fundamentals this year because we're on tour with them at the moment. And to be honest, I think So We Can Remember it is a beautiful record and probably deserved an ARIA. So
yeah, it is. So and we toured with Illy in Europe in I think it was July, June. And Cinematic was an amazing record as well. I honestly think it was the strongest category in the urban that we've ever been in. So it's a massive compliment.
We thought Iggy was going to win because she's super famous.
You've written some very, very catchy songs, and that's a wonderful thing. But you've done it in a way where you've shared a lot of that songwriting too, which is unusual.
Like a collaboration.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, was it a difficult thing for you to do, to go down that sort of path?
I think the three of us have our own strengths. I mean, I know that Jay is fantastic at, the structure of the song, and we just kind of collaborate equally. And I think, like I said, we have our own strengths, and it just works as a team.
I think it's also good because collaboration means that you aren't ever stuck on an idea. Being a solo songwriter, I used to just get. I'd have writer's block quite a bit, and I'd be like, I don't know where this is going to go. But now that we're in this team of writers, the three of us, we can just sort of toss an idea around, and we if I'm stuck on something, I take it to Jay, and Jay's like, it should do this, and you're like, perfect, exactly.
I think Geronimo was the classic example of the way we worked together. We all just sat down, and the ideas just started bouncing, and we wrote it in about 2 hours. So I think we work well together.
Do you want to say something, Jay? No, I agree. It's I mean, it's just one of those. It's a case of three heads are better than one. We all were inspired by each other too. So we just, when someone presents something, the other two jump on it, and it's just about making something that we all enjoy.
You've got to trust each other, though, don't you? There's a lot of trust there.
Yeah, but we do. We trust each other, and we admire each other as songwriters, as solo songwriters. So the three, when we come together, we create something.
What did you learn from each other by singing each other's songs?
Well, I think the whole thing about a style is really what a style is just what Sheppard from the Dutch can't do. So everyone has lots of things they can't do. So I don't play many chords. So digging into Neil's songs was it's fantastic for me because there's all new ways of putting songs together and of course I don't really play. So it was like a learning experience.
Yeah, and I would just add to that the art of a good song, when you really get it right, it sounds like the easiest thing that ever happened, and that just fell out of your mouth, and it's only when you start to learn some of these songs you appreciate the nuances and the devices, and with Paul particularly, his lyrics, the way he builds a story in a song, and for me it has been a great mystery. It's not that, so I was able to inhabit the songs, and also inhabit the thing we decided early on was that we would have a small band and we would be relying on each other to play all the songs and learn all the songs and stretch ourselves. So there was an element of struggle. I think that was, gave us a very comprehensive insight into what the songs were doing.
Yeah, he made me play piano.
I know, he played keyboards. It's his first love,
Do you think you'll ever collaborate together in writing a song together in the future?
Well, we had a big falling out. It was, I don't know if I can ever get over it.
No, but that might spark the song. It might be that we got on too well before and it was just too hard. But, conflict always brings out something good. So, we actually did talk about today what a joy it was to sing a particular couple of songs that were very tight two-part harmonies. So that's going to brew, that'll percolate. You never know. Yeah.
But the touring has been pretty extraordinary because here you have an album that has found its way to all sorts of different parts of the world and has resonated with people. I'm talking about Istanbul, for example. Tell us about that.
It's actually really weird. It's I don't know, it's for some reason my music that resonates a good word in obscure countries. Yeah. And it's I've never been to Turkey. I went to Bucharest, Romania, Latvia. I don't know what it is. Maybe the smaller countries are on the internet more, or it's bizarre.
The story of Istanbul, you were booked in what?
Sorry, I didn't actually.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. You were booked in a 500 seat.
Yeah, 480 or something like that. Yeah.
And what happened?
We got upgraded to 6,000. Sold out.
It's sold out.
Yeah, it's sold out. So I played my. I always thought my first arena show would be sort of like a big magical thing. But it wasn't at all. I had 3 hours sleep. And it was in Istanbul. So it was,
And Have your careers counsellor told you that you should be a musician?
I didn't really prepare a proper speech. I feel bad there because it's probably good advice. I'm sure she meant well, but yeah.
Inducted into the ARIA Hall of Fame, there was an enormous amount of love in that room for you.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
How does it feel?
Well, when I look down around and I see Angela right there, I could have been straight up on stage, right? If I had met a mum way back before she became a politician and became a Speaker of the House. And I actually tried to take her to a gay club in New York. And that wasn't it for me. No, I feel very honest. But it's just trying to sound there that it's for the countdown team from the ABC, from Mike Sultan, Roy Weeks, and Grant Roll, Tony Good, Chet, and they're the ones that did it, right? And the set designers, and they're the ones. I was just, like the court jester there, yeah? Seriously.
You're being overly humble, but it had such a huge effect on Australian music and on a generation of people, the effects still being felt all these years later. What was it like, though, on set for Countdown? There's so many amazing moments. Incredible moments.
Are you asking my opinion or the opinion of all those people?
No, your opinion.
They would have said horrendous.
No, they didn't. They loved it. But what was it like on set? It looked like it was fun.
It was fun, yeah. But being also like talent coordinator, stroke producer, which I took the role on, or tried to take the role on that. If you worry, is it going to work this week? I think it's going to happen, and we had, one with oil, that might come because luckily back then we didn't have to depend even on the ABC and they talk about the air conditioning because if Peking had to do that, they would have been fucked straight away. Anyway.
What a favourite interview or two? Because there's a lot that thankfully still live on. But what were a couple of the ones that you look back on and love?
Well, one that I listened to the show tonight was my first interview with Meldrum.
And that was a critical moment.
And oh my God, what was I trying to ask her for God's sake, And I reckon if you asked Madonna, she would say, I had no idea what he was asking, but I mean, obviously, the ones that's together. Iggy Pop is a classic for Countdown and for myself. But Iggy and I became great friends, and it was through Iggy and my friend David Bowie that I went to Detroit to see Iggy perform, and David was playing keyboards on tour with him as a friend of Iggy's, right? I went along and the interview with Iggy and the one with David, and then I went to the gig that night in Detroit, and I had some problems with the union there because it's very unionised in those sort of places, and they wanted to talk about a location fee, and they gave me a figure. This is talking budget, Well, I go, well, talk about it later. And so then I watched the support act, and I was really, really impressed with them. And unfortunately, I had a rough time from the public because, also from the people there that night, because all I wanted to see was really David Bowie or Iggy, And I went up and asked them during the break. I said, look, I don't really think you're good, And then I said, do you have any film clips or whatever, And they sort of gave me this number because I said I was going back to New York, and so because I do the show over in Australia, and I really they're really big in Australia. I could see a really weird look on their face, going, "Who is this dickhead or whatever?" They didn't seem to get it, And to cut a long story short, I took the video back, or the film was back, and whacked it on and the first one was In the Flesh, and the group was Blondie, and they got their first number one in the world, you know. So that is one of my favourite things ever, you know.
Such incredible stories, such incredible memories, and of course the celebration 40 years. Can you believe it's 40 years since it was on?
No, I can't actually. I mean, there were many times. I mean, there was one time because I'm a mad school supporter,
yeah, we know.
and I was at a game, and the scores were equal. We were ready for school then, and I thought, we'll just wait until more and more. I was sat afternoon down the road. I thought, it doesn't matter if I get late for our dress rehearsal, you know. And I was actually really late. And suddenly over the public address system, I heard this thing saying, Mr. Meldrum, if you're still in the crowd watching Sakura, this is from Michael Shrimpton, your boss Michael Shrimpton's room. If you're not here in 5 minutes, you are sacked. And Jesus. So I got into the car, had it beat up selected back there, and I drove like a, possibly like a prostitute on pay night. He actually didn't exactly that.
No, we noticed.
You have a uniqueness about you and your style of journalism. It was this uniqueness and non-traditional style of interviewing all those bands that got me thinking I could do something like this some 15 to 18 years ago. So firstly, I want to thank you. Your interview subjects have always looked so relaxed in your company. What's the secret to being a good interviewer?
You, young lady, I was just asking that question. You can do interviews now and be very successful because you have a great structure. I mean that. And even at times on Countdown, I spoke like that as well, you know, so I'd be like, you get away with that as well, you know.
All right, we should let you go, Molly, because it's a big night for you, but from all of us, thank you very much for all the fantastic memories.
Now, can I just everyone on the path we've all gone through, you know, but to all you at the media, and I know the faces of so many of you, of cameramen and photographers and all that, Angela there as well, yeah, and with Bob over there, that I'm so glad that I have been and shared with all of you part of your journey, your brilliance, and I was part of that. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen,